The man accused of burning a woman to death inside a New York City subway train has just been indicted. 33-year-old Sebastian Zepeda-Khalil now faces state charges that include 4 counts of murder and 1 count of first-degree arson. Here's the Brooklyn District Attorney earlier today on the severity of the charges.
These are significant counts. Murder in the first degree carries the possibility of life without parole. It's the most serious statute in New York State law. My office is very confident about the evidence in this case.
Prosecutors allege that Zepeda-Khalil set the unidentified woman on fire with a lighter on Sunday, and once she was engulfed in flames, he fanned the flames with a shirt. Joining me now, former Assistant Manhattan District Attorney and MSNBC legal analyst Catherine Christian. Catherine, I mean, it's hard to overstate the horror of this story. Suspect now facing 1 count of first-degree murder, 3 of second-degree murder, 1 count of first-degree arson. Walk us through what these charges tell us.
Well, these are, as Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez said, the most serious charges you can have if you're charged in New York. Murder in the first degree, if he were convicted, would be life without parole. Murder in the second degree would be the maximum 25 to life. The same for the arson in the first degree, 25 to life. So it's a statement by the Brooklyn District Attorney about the cruelness, the evilness of this act that this person who's arrested allegedly committed, and is taking it very seriously. We will not get a copy of the indictment in New York. The indictment is not presented to the defense until the actual arraignment on the indictment on January 7th. That's why we don't have a copy of the indictment yet.
So what do we find out in that indictment? What kinds of details is it likely to have, and what kinds of details is it more likely to withhold?
Well, unlike the federal system, in New York State, the indictments are very minimal in terms of facts by law. It just says on this date and this time, the defendant caused death intentionally, and that's it. They're very limited in terms of factual detail. The facts we will hear at the arraignment will come out of the mouth of the prosecutor during the arraignment. So all the indictment will say are the charges and a bare bones amount of facts. That's just the law under New York State and the criminal procedure law.
So people who knew Zepeda-Khalil at the shelter, he was living in a homeless shelter, say he was a very heavy drinker. He reportedly told police he doesn't remember what happened, that he'd been drinking. Even if that is the case, can a defense be built around that?
Well, voluntary intoxication, which is a defense, is not really a defense in New York that's going to clear him of the homicide charges. The defense is going to, after they get all of the discovery, is going to craft what kind of defense this is going to be. Will it be a mental disease and defect defense, some sort of intoxication that made him have a mental disease and defect? They're going to determine whether or not can we actually, we, meaning the prosecutors, prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he's actually is the person. And once the defense attorneys see that, then they're going to say, okay, now we're going to have to, we can't say it's a whodunit case. It's going to be a why did he do it case. And so they will determine that, they meaning the defense attorneys, after they get all of the documents and see all of the video surveillance, which they are entitled to basically within this month.
There's one more thing we did learn at the press conference apparently today, Catherine, and that is that police, obviously, and medical examiners are still working to identify the woman. She was also homeless. They've been using fingerprints, some advanced DNA techniques. They've been trying to retrace her steps. How important will any information about the victim be to the prosecutor's case?
Very important, because even if she was homeless, there probably are people in her life, maybe they were not in her life. This is the reason why she wasn't living in a home. And it's good to know who the background of your victim is. It makes them, you know, more than just a burn victim, a deceased. It makes them a real person. And they're going to use surveillance. They're going to try to see, when did she get on the train? Do we have clear photos of her face? And then they might publicize that and hope that someone who knew her or was in her life can identify her.